Hey guys, it's me, Val Toxic Free. Welcome. Can I just say thank you for everybody that supported me in my last videos. I appreciate that. And again, thank you for all the new subscribers. So today I want to talk about ping pong. Now I remember when I was dating my ex, God, the ping pong, texts, emails, they just seem to go on forever. And I think when you've actually been through something like that, you can kind of relate to other people, and that's what I want to talk about, because I'm on a couple of support groups in Facebook, and I still see these ping pong texts, screenshots going on, and it's like, oh my goodness, you know, it brings back memories of when I used to have to put up with them and they would drive me absolutely potty. And I've been thinking a lot, and I'm thinking why we actually do that, you know. I think when you're in a relationship with somebody who's healthy, who doesn't have NPD or any kind of mental disorder or any kind of disorder, you both want the same goals, you both want the same things. So we both don't want to argue. There is arguments going to happen, but we always like to, you know, resolve them in the end. We're both aiming for the same thing, and that's the difference between that kind of relationship and a narcissist relationship, is they're not aiming for the same goal. So when you've got one person fighting to end it, to fix it, to get a response, to get a reaction or a responsibility or get an apology, or just kind of go, okay, let's agree to disagree, then that's fine. But when you've got one doing that and another person who's literally scripting it to keep going, and they have manipulation tactics to keep it going, and they keep poking and baiting you just to keep it going, it's the weirdest, frustrating, hair-pulling thing that you will ever go through. So I wanted to talk about that today, because I'm seeing all these screenshots going on and people responding and responding and responding, and you're reading it and it's like, oh my goodness, I can see a pattern. I can actually see a pattern occurring, and I can actually see that the comments that they say to what reaction the poor victim, do you know what I mean? I'm starting to see it, and it's just heartbreaking. We know that narcissists have no empathy, they have no remorse, they have no conscience. And I think when you look at those three things, if you've got no remorse, you're not going to feel guilty. If you've got no empathy, you're not going to have any sympathy or empathy for anybody else. If you've got no conscience, you're not going to care, or you're not going to take responsibility or really care about lying. And this is the kind of thing that these people do. We have to unlearn. When you're with a narcissist, you go into a relationship with a narcissist with all these facts in your head. Your head is rewired a certain way. You've got your default setting. You've gained who you are through your life. You've never come across a narcissist before. All of a sudden, you've got to rewire your brain. You've got to start looking at things differently. You've got to think, wow, okay, good means bad, right means wrong. You know, you have to literally turn everything around in your head. You cannot look at a narcissist or have a relationship with a narcissist the same way you'd have one with a normal person. Mind you, you shouldn't be having one at all. If you know they're a narcissist, you need to leave. But we have to rethink. Our brain is wired to think about, it's a projection thing. We look at everybody in the past, and we've never come across anybody like a narcissist. We know bad people are out there, and you make decisions on whether you want to be with a bad person or whether you want to be a good person. But when you've got a bad person pretending to be a good person, that's when it starts to, cuckoo, you know, make your mind go a little bit potty. And then all of a sudden, you have to change the way you think. What I want to do is hopefully help people to understand narcissism, so that when you're actually talking to somebody who you have an idea could be a narcissist, I want you to understand not just what they're saying, but why they're saying it, the intent, the reason behind, because there's always a reason behind. No sentence, word or action with a narcissist means what they do or say. There's always something behind it, and it's mainly for them. They'll never do anything for anyone else's gain, unless it's a manipulation tactic. They'll make somebody else happy so that they can gain in the long run. So never, ever think when you get an apology for a narcissist that it's actually a true one, because it's not. So the more that we understand a narcissist, the more we can make decisions on what we know, not what they want us to know not what they want us to believe. We need to know what they mean. Education is power, and we know that. And I've always said the person that cares the least, the person that loves the least in a relationship is the person in control, because they're not attached through any emotion. They're not, they don't feel the pain of being hurt because they're the ones hurting. You know, we're attached to a narcissist like an umbilical cord. You know, we've got this emotional attachment because we are reacting on what information that they are giving us. And they have all the script in their head. They know exactly what's going on and they don't care. They just want us to react. They want us to give them an ego boost, because that's the thing. They don't have this. They have a very shameful, very weak ego, and they need people to keep on giving them love, giving them this, giving them that. It's all about them. And they create us, they script us, and they manipulate us to do things for them so that they feel good, whether it makes us feel good or not. So the reason that when we get texts off a narcissist, and I want to start talking about value. See, most of the time when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, they're devaluing us. But what's happening at the same time whilst devaluing us, they're also valuing us and devaluing us, values, devalues. So we're kind of like between two worlds. But the thing is with them, they start telling us that we're the best things, you know, since God knows what, sliced bread. You know, they've never met anyone like us before. They're in love with us. We'll never meet anybody like them. They're so lucky to have, you know, us in their lives. It's just all that. So what they're doing is they're building up their value. They're making themselves valuable to us. Because then we start thinking, wow, this person adores everything I am and they love me unconditionally. And because at the same time we're being devalued. Oh, do you know, you're always fighting. Why are you so sensitive? If it wasn't for you, this relationship would be great. Things I have to put up with, you know. And we then create this thing that we've got to keep trying to fix the relationship because they love us unconditionally. They worship the ground we walked on. We're never going to find anybody like them in our lives. They're so special and we're so lucky to have them in our lives. That's the value they create in themselves. Excuse me. And we can't afford to lose that. Why? Because we're so worthless and we're so stupid. We're so crazy. You know, we're so sensitive. We've got all these scars, we've got all these traumas, we've got this past, all these boyfriends that not liked us, which we've been told, you know, no wonder your boyfriend doesn't like you, or no wonder you got dumped. We look at this person that we're now dating like, oh my God, I cannot afford to lose this person because they love me for every single fault that I've got. But what they've done is they've created every single fault that you've got. So now we're pining over this person. We're trying to fix the problems. And this is also where this tit for tat ping pong match goes on, is because most of the time if you're with a normal person, you just go sod off. Call me when you're in a better mood. But for some reason, they dangle this carrot of themselves. If I leave you, nobody else will want you. You'll never be as happy with anybody else that you are with me. Nobody will ever put up with you like I do. So we stay with this person and we fight for this person. Now, whether these texts start through maybe a hoover, maybe they have to come about because you're having a relationship in a way because you've got your children involved and you've got to be able to keep the communication open, or whether it's a silent treatment that perhaps they've decided to pick up the phone and give you that smiley face or that little, you know, happy birthday when it's not even your birthday, and all these kind of weird things that you think, what? They'll come back in a text, and the texts will always start off nice. They'll always put you in a false sense of security. They'll always go, hi honey, how are you? Missed you. I'm so sorry about treating you like I did. I didn't mean to ignore you for 3 weeks. I was just really hurt and upset. I'm so sorry. I've looked at myself. I know my faults. I'm going to try and learn, and I'm going to try and improve myself. I know I shouldn't have done what I did. I'm so sorry. So they come back, and then you suddenly go, oh, okay. He's obviously working on himself. And we think we need them. But we don't. They need us in a way only for supply. But the reason why we're not really valuable to them, although they've told us that we are, is because they can get another form of supply anywhere. They can go on to Tinder and swipe left or right, whatever it is you do. I don't know, because I don't do that kind of thing. They can find another form. In fact, they've probably got other forms of supply anyway. we look at them like we're never going to meet anybody the same. No one's going to ever love us like them. So that's what happens, is they put themselves on this pedestal after we've been taken off it. We feel we're not worth anyone else's love except theirs, because they're putting up with so much. And we're running around in circles trying to fix it. So when they start texting us, we get excited. But then what they'll do is, halfway through the text, they'll do something. It's the sarcastic prompt, the sarcastic poke, the bait. They'll say something out of the blue that'll make you go, what? Maybe you're just having a normal conversation, he's being nice, then he'll say, oh, here we go again. What? Here we go what again? Oh yeah, see, I knew it wouldn't be long before you started. I'm not starting. Yes, you are. I haven't said anything. Oh, you always say that. See, you upset me and then you don't even realise you've done it. And you're thinking, what the hell? And that is a way to twist the conversation into a position where they can play victim of you. This is all a plan. I've seen so many of it. You've got to start looking out for this. They're now a victim of you, because they're now saying, you know, you're upset, you're always angry with me, and you're thinking, I haven't done and I said anything. Watch out for that one. So we'll have this huge argument, back and forth, back and forth. Then the accusations will start. You're flirting with other people anyway, so why should I give a shit? And you're like, what people? Oh yeah. Oh, I've been told that you're on Tinder. I've been told that you're chatting to somebody else online. Why should I, why should I? Like, you're not. I'm not chatting to anybody else. Oh yeah, you're lying. You're lying. And they start, and you're like now trying to defend yourself. Back and forth, back and forth. Back and forth. And the reason that we defend ourselves, not for the sake of the defense, just for the sake of that, if this person that we adore has been told that we're cheating on them, we want to convince them we're not, because we hate the thought of them being hurt. We hate the thought of them. But they've created this scenario, so they've obviously made it up that we're cheating. So what we do is then, rather than just think, I'm not, which we say, but we're also upset that they're upset about our cheating, but they're not upset about our cheating, they're creating it. But that's what we do. We hate the thought of them being upset, at them thinking that we're cheating on them. And that's the last thing that we want. So we start trying to say, but I love you, I wouldn't cheat on you. This is created so that we can say this. And they'll go on, and you'll go back and forth, back and forth. And at this point, they are in control. Now, remember, these people have been doing this to most every girlfriend they've probably had since the age of 18. We've never come across this before. We believe this person loves us. So we're fighting for this love. But they are just poke, because they don't care about us. It's just a big joke and a big game to them. We're so busy trying to fix the relationship, trying to stop him from being upset because he thinks now, my God, he thinks I'm cheating on him, and I'm not cheating on him. Why would someone say to that, I'm cheating on him? So this is how we go through our minds. We're not cheating on you. You are, you pig, you bitch, leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with you. I know that you're cheating, and now you're lying. You're lying. I know you're lying. And really this is either they're doing it, so it's a projection, or they are just wanting you to give them the adoration. And I'm so sorry, I haven't done anything. Please, 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 I love you and I want this relationship to work. This all along is giving them supply and giving them that buzz, like, oh, she adores me. She's trying so hard. It's so hilarious. That's what will happen. And then after a while, they'll get nasty. This is the narc rage, because they'll just start to get nasty and they'll start to say the most disgusting, horrid things. They'll just start getting disgusting and getting rude and vulgar and aggressive. And we're still trying to fix it. Why are you so angry? Why can't you understand? Why do you keep twisting my words? Because they again live on the ambiguity, don't they? You'll say a sentence, they'll twist it to the other meaning that you didn't mean, and they'll come back at you and say, oh right, okay, so you meant this then, do you? No, I didn't mean it like that. And this goes on and goes on. So guys, please, the next thing they'll do is probably just go, okay, listen, fine, I'll pick the kids up on Monday. And suddenly, out of the blue, the argument stops. And you're like, what the? Why is it suddenly stopped? What? They can stop the argument because they weren't invested in it. They didn't even care. It was a game. Our anxiety levels are up and down. We're in tears. We're trying to put them straight. We're trying to make, get to the end of this, we're trying to make them understand we didn't do this, we didn't cheat, we haven't done that, we still love them, we're trying hard, and they just stop out of the blue because they've gained their supply. Yum yum. Lovely. That was delish, thank you. They're finished, they're happy. You're a quivering, stressed, anxious, hair-pulling wreck on the other side, exhausted, thinking, how the hell did this go from morning, sweetie, I just want to pick the kids up, or hi, honey, I've changed, I love you so much, to where we are now. And you think, I'm knackered. And then they disappear and leave you just sitting there, thinking about it, going to bed at night, thinking it, going over and going over and going over. What did you say? Why did I say something? Did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Whilst they're probably out the pub with their friends playing Xbox, whatever, with their other supply. And they're getting supply knowing the fact that you're pulling your hair out and crying yourself to sleep because you don't know what the hell happened. And you're reading all the texts over and over again, trying to work out where you went wrong and what you said and why did they... You'll never understand, you'll never get an apology, you'll never get a resolution, you'll never get to the end goal, you'll never get anywhere with a ping pong text. Never. So in the end of all this, guys, if you do have ping pong texts, you've got to know it's a game. You've got to know that they're not invested in emotionally. You know that they're saying things to hurt you on purpose because they've had practice and they know what they're doing. We are clinging on to our fingernails, we're clinging on to with our heart, we're trying to work out what's going on. They're playing with us. So the thing you need to do is just turn off the phone, put the phone down, put the ping pong bat down, walk away from the bat, walk away from your phone, go and have a breather. Get your brain back into gear and think, what the hell's going on? See, once you know that you might be dealing with a narcissist, this is where you can fathom the difference out. You can know that he's playing games, but if you don't have any information and you don't know you're dealing with a narcissist, this could drive you crazy. They'll never give in to you. They'll never say sorry. See, they want to stay superior in the conversation. They always want to be up here and they always want you down here. So when you get to the end of an hour or half an hour or whatever days worth of ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. Okay, sorry, I got carried away then. You can have not gained a damn thing. Not gained. You're going to have been accused, you're going to have been lied to, manipulated, and you're going to get to the end of the conversation and think, wow, well, he's gone, he's happy, and I'm just laying here thinking, what the hell just happened? I remember when they'd turn off the phone, or I'd turn the phone off in the end, and then the house phone would start to ring and the messages would be going, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you treating me like this? And I would say, I'm not getting caught up in your riddles. I'm not getting caught up in your game. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. And I remember saying this to my ex. It's like, I don't understand why the conversation has to be so twisted and contorted, and how one minute I'm okay and the next minute, what? I don't want to. And I used to be so traumatized. The messages would like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? And I'm like, so guys, I hope that's helped some. Please, guys, if you're in a ping pong text conversation, it's not healthy. You're not going to get anywhere, and look out for the signs of them poking you. Look out for the, oh, you're seeing somebody else, or you're lying to me. They know you're not seeing anybody else, and they know everything they say. It's fake. So, take care.